as I said, I think I said earlier, the switches are larger than originals, so the holes are going to have to be large. You're going to have to get drilled out. Otherwise they look like they will fit. Yep, they'll fit. I'm going to get rid of this crappy shielding. It's not doing any good. The switch won't actually fit in this bottom push-pull or bridge push-pull because the cavity isn't, the hole is too close to the cavity wall, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to have to try to elongate it and not make it look terrible. Go. It fits enough room in the cavity and it's all good. There we go. I'm going to have to adjust the nut on the shaft because that is like a 32nd of an inch before it hits the guitar body cover. So yeah. Switch cavity holes are all different sizes. It's kind of odd. What? It's going to be all the same size here in a second. There they go. They're all the same size. Yeah, okay. I got the new switch. It's much shorter. That'll work fine. So I've made this jig. And the pots shafts are 3/8, so the holes on the jig are 25/64. This is going to help me wire up everything without having to be in a cavity of a guitar. already adjusted the height on the shaft screws. So I've adjusted everything so that they will match each other when they're in the body, and then when the shafts are pulled up, they will rise above the tone switch. And of course it's the one that... Alright, note the output jack doesn't come through, so you can just hold it there, or you can draw out the hole further and put a deep nut in or something. We'll figure it out. So this three-way switch, it's 15-30 seconds, which is basically just under half an inch. In other words, it's got to be a bigger hole. Here we go. Okay. You want these a little snug, but not so much that you can't move them around. This one will go this way. Alright, and then the jack will go in here when I'm ready for it. Alright, in order to thread the jack, I had to use a 7/8 Forstner bit, cut halfway through the floor plank here. That gave me enough thread to hold it steady. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up the guitar for the conductive shielding paint. Now I'm using naphtha to clean up the guitar body, just where I'm going to be working. Naphtha is lighter fluid. It doesn't hurt the finish, it evaporates right off. And there you go, 30 years worth of crud coming right off. I just realized all this time I've been saying 30 years and it's 4 years, because this is 2019, this is a 79 Washburn A20-V. So yeah, 40 years. I'm going to prepare the body for the conductive shielding paint. This is painter's tape. There's very little tack to it. And this conductive shielding paint will stick to anything that you don't want it to stick to, basically. So we're gonna cover everything. Put that knife down before I hurt myself. Okay, so I'm being very careful to not dig into the body of the wood. Don't want to hurt the finish. It's a bit clumsy trying to let the camera see what I'm doing. Gonna put a little bit more up here. I know you can't see it. See the body right here? That's the face, that's not in here. So I'm gonna cover this. Alright, so I took a third layer, or second layer, whatever it is. Cut that out. Same thing happened, so I'm basically gonna take that piece I cut out, shove it in there somehow. I don't want this being touched by the shielding paint. I would rather miss a small portion of the puck cavity than get it on the body. But I got it. Let's see there, I got it down there and I wedged it in between the body and the neck. So I'm also going to cover all the potholes. Alright, so before I put the conductive shielding paint in the potentiometer cavity, I'm going to have to widen out the cavity a little bit because these switchers are quite a bit larger than the originals, and they're rubbing on the sides, not quite being able to get all the way through to the front of the body. So here we go with that. I'm right-handed, so I can't help it if I block the camera, sorry. this one's too important to worry about the camera. And I'm going to have to turn on the fan. So the next problem with the bigger potentiometers, body size, is so here's the pretend bridge wires right here, literally coming right behind. The hole is right behind the pot, so they're gonna have to get bent around pretty hard. Either that, or I'm going to have to move the hole, and I don't think I should be doing that. I think the more cutting I do to this thing, the more likely there will be damage. So you can see the hole right there, right behind the pot. I mean, come on, you know? Just going to widen out the hole a little bit, give myself some wiggle room to get around the pot. Alright, that gave it a little wiggle room. I'll be able to pull the wires through. The body of the potentiometer still touches. It doesn't quite right now, but once I get 3 layers of conductive shielding paint on there, it'll be touching. The potentiometer will be touching the sidewall. Now theoretically everything's going to be connected and grounded together anyway, so it's really not going to matter. But now the potentiometer fits. I just need enough room to have ground wires on the side of the potentiometer, which I do.